And the drought conditions have gotten worse in our part of the state. Parts of Columbus and Brunswick counties are now under excessive drought conditions. That's the most severe level of the 4 on the scale. WECT's Rachel Holly reports tonight the conditions have utility companies asking customers to restrict their water use.
Across southeastern North Carolina, the drought is getting worse. The U.S. Drought Monitor shows it's a problem impacting just about everyone here, with weeks of high heat and low rainfall drying out soil and plants. WECT's chief meteorologist Gannon Medwick says this drought is rare and serious.
For the first time this century, portions of Brunswick and southern Columbus County are in level 4 drought. That's exceptional drought. That's the highest level there is.
As conditions dry out, Cape Fear Public Utility Authority says it's seeing a significant spike in demand, up about 10% compared to last year, with irrigation as a major driver.
And the most effective way that anyone can reduce their impact on overall water usage is with scheduling irrigation.
CFPUA isn't under mandatory restrictions right now, but they're asking customers to follow voluntary water restrictions to help avoid that, and to protect essential uses like fire protection and medical services.
Even just a little bit of help, especially with your outdoor water use, like irrigation, can have really big impacts across our system.
So what can you do to help? CFPUA says don't irrigate on Mondays, then follow an odd-even address schedule the rest of the week, and limit automatic spray systems to overnight hours. They're also asking people to cut irrigation by half, avoid pool filling, and only run full loads of laundry and dishes. It may seem trivial, but with little rain in the forecast, conditions will likely only get worse before they get better. Meaning not adhering to these restrictions could put tougher ones in place down the road. Rachel Holly, WECT News.